Hey y'all, what's up? What's going on? Welcome back to my channel. For today, I'm sharing with you my favorite cool tone eyeshadows. This is a part of our cool tone series here on my channel. I'm sharing tips and tricks for women of color on how to wear cool tones because I feel like that is something that we tend to stay away from, but we shouldn't have to. So let's go ahead and jump into it. The first palette that I have here is a newer palette. It is the ABH Sultry. I think some would argue and say it's neutral, some would say cool. Basically, that's just going to depend on your own skin's undertone. Everybody's undertone is different, so please keep in mind that things might pop off a little bit different on you. I feel like on me, this pulls a little bit more cooler, but I could see how someone could say neutral, and then some shades are more neutral and cooler than the others. I have done a review on this palette, I've done a tutorial on this palette, and I believe I've used this in another cool tone. No, that was a different video. So I have a review and tutorial, so if you're interested in this palette, make sure you check those out down below. Next up, we have another ABH palette, and this is the one that came out before Sultry, and this is Norvina. So Norvina's palette as well is a cooler tone palette. Again, if you're looking more so at these two here, they look warmer, but the one thing about ABH shadows that I have noticed, and ABH, they're my favorite when it comes to shadows. What it looks like in the pan is not at all how it looks on the eyes. For instance, this orange tone here, in the pan it looks extremely orange, but on me it does not look orange whatsoever, not even close. It looks very, very like a muted neutral. Honestly, it looks brown on me. So that is my, ooh. And then of course you have some more mattes and some beautiful shimmer tones here as well. Next palette, I know this will probably be an argument for some people. Some people don't like them, some people don't support them, some people could care less. I'm neutral, they don't bother me, but this is the Kylie Cosmetics purple palette. This is my favorite purple palette to use whenever I want something purple, especially cool tone purple. This is the palette that I reach for. This is a true purple palette. I've seen a few palettes here and there that have been dedicated to being purple, but none that come close to this. I love every single shade in here. I love the mattes. I love this tone here, the shimmery tone, these here, even the gray tone. This is the epitome of a purple palette, purple cooler undertone, because I feel like I have a lot of warmer tone purples, but nothing too cool. So absolutely love this palette. Next one, this is a new one. You guys saw my first impressions. This is the Mcgrath palette. If you have not checked out that video, I'll make sure to link it as well. This to me is 100% a cooler tone palette. You do have this gold here, which does pull a little bit more warmer, but overall, I think this palette definitely is going to fall in the cool category. These shimmers are insane. Like, I have never used anything like this before. Very, very unique to my collection. If you are someone who's thinking about splurging on maybe Mcgrath, like I stated in my video, I can't do 125. That's just the way my lifestyle set up right now. I can do 55. That she does have two other palettes, so if you're interested in those, be sure to check them out. I know one is more like a warmer bronzy, and I think a lot of people really like that one, but I think this is a great addition to my cool tone collection. And then next up is the Urban Decay Naked Smokey, which is what I have on my eyes right now, and this tutorial will be up next week, so be on the lookout for that. But this is what it looks like. So when I see this palette, this screams 100% cool smoky tones all the way. So they discontinued this palette last year, and I was really hesitant on even including it, but I did some research, and you can get this only online at Belk and Macy's. I think this is probably one of the best palettes Urban Decay has made. If anything, I'm mad for not jumping on it when it first came out, when it was super hyped up. But at that time in my life, when this came out, I just straight up couldn't afford it, and so therefore I never bought it. But when I saw last year that they were discontinuing it and it was half off, I said, you know what, let me jump on it, and boy am I glad that I did. And I also love the fact that it is still available. So if you are someone who was kind of thinking about maybe, I don't know, definitely check this out, and also keep your eyes on it, because I'm sure it's probably gonna go half off again, just simply because they discontinued it last Christmas, so it'll probably be half off on those sites, so just keep your eyes open. And then my last last two palettes here. OG Tartelette In Bloom. Tartelette, again, all matte. I love an all matte palette. I just recently realized something about myself. I prefer matte shades over shimmer. Now don't get it twisted. I do like shimmer tones, but all in all, when I look at a palette, I would never buy a palette that was just straight up all shimmer unless the shades in there were very, very unique. But I love a all matte palette, and this is just a basic OG palette. This is cool tone. This is Women of Color friendly. I use this a lot on bridals. Ooh, excuse me. I use this a lot on brides, bridesmaids. Very, very beautiful. I love the formula of these shadows. I bought this 3 Christmases ago. Love this. And then next up, I have the Tartelette In Bloom, which is super, super Women of Color friendly. Now, I will say in the pan here, this does look like it is warm, but on me, it pulls more neutral. But overall, when I look at this, it's definitely, I would put this more so on the cooler side just simply because I know how these shadows apply because I've used this palette so much. So I'll say more neutral cool, more so neutral, but this is another good palette as well. Same formula. When they came out with Tartelette Toasted last year, I was excited about that palette, but when I got it, it was just not good. The formula for that one is totally different than from these two, so was not into that. So guys, that is going to wrap up my favorite cool tone palettes down below. Let me know some of yours, and if you've tried any of these, don't forget this look will be up next week for you. Keep it simple, and I'll see you in my next video. Peace.